Hi, thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything in a Bit Gay podcast. I am Zach Randles-Friedman, your host of this show, and thanks so much for listening today. We are less than 2 weeks away from Valentine's Day, and I am trying to figure out so first of all, we normally do not go out because it's overcrowded, and we kind of don't love the fake holidays. So fake holidays, so Mother's Day is not a fake holiday, but it kind of is. So I get my mother something, of course, every year for Mother's Day, and I make sure she feels special on Mother's Day. But it is like a Hallmark holiday in a way, because where's the Son's Day? There's no Son's Day. There's no Daughter's Day. But that's okay, And you could say, oh, there's Mother's Day because your mother had to put up with a lot of shit with you growing up, and that she deserves to have a day dedicated to her for doing everything she did for you. However, what I would like to say is, how much stuff have I done for my mother since I've become an adult? Because she's like a child in a lot of ways. So I've done just as much for my mother as she did for me. Not really, but we'll just say that. Anyway, back to my Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a fake holiday to me. Whenever I was single, I didn't like it. If I was dating someone, I didn't really care about it. And now I've been married with my husband for 27 years, and neither one of us care about it. We don't get cards for each other. We don't get gifts for each other. His birthday is at the end of December. My birthday's in March. So and plus we don't even really, and we have Christmas and Hanukkah and all that. That was just, less than 2 months ago. And so, what are you going to get? Plus, anything we want, we buy ourselves. And so it's not like I'm going to say, hey, go off and buy me, what's something I want right now? I don't even want anything right now, because if there's something I want, I kind of just buy it. And there's nothing I want. There's nothing that I need. And one of my New Year's resolutions, and let's talk about that too. One of my New Year's resolutions was to stop spending so much. And I've done an okay job. I haven't been perfect about it, but I've done okay. One of the things was about skincare. I was going to stop buying so much skincare. It's not been, I haven't met that goal totally. I feel like I have been buying probably more skincare, not more than I did last year, but I haven't cut back yet. But I am going to start cutting back, because my goal in 2026 is to buy a house. And if I want to buy a house, I have to stop spending. So, but I'll tell you what I have done so far this year. I have got all these emails for, end of season sale for winter stuff, because they're already thinking about spring stuff on these websites. And what I have, in fact, stopped doing is I stopped looking at those emails. So there's a designer or store that I like called Todd Schneider, and he has always great sales after the holidays to get rid of all this inventory. Paul Smith is another designer that I love. And so they have all these sales at Paul Smith. And then Mr. Porter is another website that I love that I go into. And they had 60% off plus an extra 20% off. Plus, because you buy so much shit throughout the year, we're going to give you another 10% off. So I went in and I looked, and there was I need this, I need that. And then I backed up, and I'm like, nope, don't need any of it. Just closed Chrome out, didn't even go any further, and I was done. So I'm doing good. I had a guest on my show that you're going to hear today. His name is Chris Gibson. And I'm addicted to the stuff that he says to buy. And I love giving things a try, because this guy is turning 62 years old, and he looks like he's in his 40s, early 40s. And I try all this stuff. So he has these new supplements that came out, and I ordered them, and I started taking them, and I hope I look I want to look like he does when I'm 62. Because he's He looks fantastic. I want people to say, you're not 62, you're 42. And I'm like, yeah, I am. But I did get a nice compliment the other night whenever I went to go see a hockey game, and the Uber driver, I don't usually talk to the Uber drivers because I just don't care. I don't want to talk to people. And he ended up being like a really nice guy, and he was driving me home, and he was telling me about him and his wife, and I don't know, just like we were having a good conversation. I was talking about my husband, and he was just a nice guy. And he's like, "Oh, how long have you been with your husband?" I said, "We've been together 27 years." He goes, "What? How could that be?" I'm like, he goes, "Aren't you like in your late 30s, early 40s?" I'm like, "No, but now you're going to get a really good tip for that." So that was nice to hear. And do I think I look 52? I don't think I look 52, but I work on it. I do Botox and I do facials, and this Chris Gibson today, who you're going to hear, he told me about this microneedling thing that you get, and you put these gold-plated needles into your skin and you let the serum that's punctured your skin sit on your skin overnight. And I did it, and I actually do think I've seen a difference. Like, you're supposed to do it once every 2 weeks, but I've been doing it once a week because I need the results like right now. But I think it's working. I got Chris's supplements. I just started taking them. I'm gonna, give it a few months to see the results. And but I'm taking supplements already. Like, I take collagen. I take this other thing. Supposed to be good for your skin. I don't even know, K12D something. I take a multivitamin. Like, I have like a little bag that I fill up, and and I do it for like 2 months. So I have a little bag of vitamins and supplements that I have. And so whenever I go away, I can just grab, like, if I know I'm going to go away for a week, I'll grab like 7 or 8 of them, throw them in my bag, and then I have all my supplements and pills. But whenever I take them out, like if I'm on a work trip or something and I take them out, people are probably thinking like, God, this guy's got a lot of issues, because if he's got to take this many, they probably think it's pills, like prescription pills or something. And it's all mostly just vitamins and supplements and stuff. So, but I literally have not got a cold. I never got COVID. I don't have high cholesterol any longer. And I just went to the doctor. My blood work was perfect. So, maybe all this supplements and vitamins and stuff I'm taking are working. Or maybe I don't get sick because I don't see people that much because I work from home. But I do. I fly a lot for work, and I'm always going to conferences and stuff like that. So I am around a lot of people, and I'm actually shocked sometimes. I'm like, I'm definitely going to get sick, because the person behind me, 2 rows back, has done nothing but coughed and sneezed the entire time, and it's just circulating through the plane. So I'm like, yep, I'm going to get sick this week. But somehow I don't. And knock on wood, it's, February, haven't gotten sick yet. I'll just keep on hoping. So anyway, enjoy my conversation with Chris Gibson today. He is the skincare guru. Him and I talked about how I have YouTube on my TV in my bedroom. I have YouTube TV, and I have YouTube, what you watch on your phone. And I watch podcast videos on the YouTube on my TV. And Amy Poehler has a great podcast that I watch, and there's several other people I watch. And Chris Gibson does a bunch of shorts, and I watch them, and he's like giving skincare recommendations for products and things that's worked for him. And he's like in my algorithm now, and the stuff that he tells me to buy, I've bought, and I do see a difference. And so he's got these supplements coming out, and I'm like, let me give it a chance. I will try it. He's trustworthy. He's been doing this, I think, a long time. He's been an esthetician doing all this stuff for a long time. A lot of brands trust him. He's got his own brands now. So check out Chris's YouTube channel. He's got, I think, well over 500,000 followers. So he's doing something right, because he's got a lot of people that are listening to what he's saying, and he looks fucking amazing. So thanks for listening, and enjoy my episode with Chris Gibson. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me in the Everything and Anything in a Bit Gay podcast. I have a returning guest who I absolutely loved having on the first time because we were talking about one of my favorite things in the world, which is skincare. And so welcome back to the show, Chris Gibson.
Here we are.
So, Chris, first of all, I watch your YouTube channel all the time. I have YouTube on my bedroom TV, and I end up like going to your videos because I subscribe to your channel, obviously, and I end up like watching these things. And then what happened is that I guess like maybe 6 weeks or a month ago, you started talking about this product that got rid of retinol and something that you moved to, which is called First Deep Renewal Serum.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got that, and there's another product that I bought with it as well. And I have to tell you, it's made a huge difference. And I've gotten rid of my retinol because of this. So
yeah, it's bakuchiol is the ingredient that replaces the retinol. And it's really effective, and it's really easy on your skin. So I would tretinoin forever. And when I switched over to try it, I'm never really skeptical in the way that I'd never think something's going to work. I knew the science behind that ingredient was good. The great thing about that particular formula is that it is the strength of the bakuchiol, and it is higher than you can find in most products. So I believe it's at like 2% That's quite a bit of an ingredient in anything. So it really does work well for a lot of folks. I'm glad that you had the same experience with it.
Yeah. I mean, the first morning I woke up, I'm like, whoa, what happened to my skin? And then I washed it and I was like, oh. And then it took a week or so you can't use it every day though. That's for sure. Like, cause my skin can't, at least
it's strong. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a very strong, but you could dilute it some you can put a few drops in a moisturizer. You can do it that way, but it's a professional strength serum, and it works really, really well.
Yeah. And then I had my friend who just turned 50 try it, and you got reviews from her as well. So you've sold a lot of people on it, I think. So.
Yeah, they can barely keep up with that product right now. So it's been with the holidays in, it's been a fun time getting products out. Just when something is more popular than you think it's going to be, no one's really prepared for that. So it's like, well, okay. So it's all good.
So tell me like you're doing all these. So first of all, the other thing I wanted to say is that I just seen your video where you talk about your age again. And I seen your video. I mean, I'm not a stalker or anything, but I just love your videos. So
most people that watch my channel can probably qualify as stalkers because they like to binge watch stuff. So
I do, because you like every time I watch a video and then I like look at the title of your videos and I'm like, oh yeah, let me see what that is about under your eye. Like, I mean, you always have the thing that I'm looking for. It's like you're reading my mind. So yeah, maybe I'm a little bit of a stalker, but you always have awesome content. So I can't, that's what I'm looking for. But one of your pieces, you talked about your age again, and I still can't believe you're turning 62
in March.
In March.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable to me. Like, and I sent your video to a couple of friends. I asked my husband, how old do you think this guy is? Everybody's they're like, oh, late 30s, 40s, maybe. I'm like, no, he's turning 62 in March. It's insane.
Pushing 65. Oh my God.
I mean, do you think do you ever step back and think, God, like how lucky you are? I know you've been an esthetician for 30 something years, and you know how to take care of your skin, and it's partly genetics too, I'm sure.
Well, for me, when I look back at videos even from 8 years ago, I see a difference. I don't look the same to me. I don't look necessarily older. I just look different. It's kind of weird. I theoretically knew, when I was started skincare in a public manner, which was in 2004 with my books on acne, I knew theoretically that good skincare practice is going to benefit you when you're older. I was 40 then. So, there was some conjecture, especially from TV producers when they would come into the green room to grab me for the TV show. They would go, Chris Gibson, you're next, or you're up, or whatever. And they go, oh, we expected someone older. So that was the first time I ever put together. I'm like, okay, well, how old do I need to look? I mean, you
Yeah.
know. So, and most people in their 30s and 40s, if you've got decent genetics, that's part of it, and you take care of yourself, there's really not a lot of variability usually in the way
Yeah.
you look for a while. It's usually when you get to 50 that things start to like go south or go awry or whatever. You
Yeah.
notice things. So I have all the same things, just not to the degree a lot of people do. I mean, I address stuff right off, and when I started to see some of the natural spots that started to come up on my arms and hands, that was about 4 years ago. Really delayed for somebody because I'm 58 when I started. I knew that a retinol product would probably work on that. So I started right away with Versed Skincare's retinol and CeraVe's retinol, which were really mild encapsulated on my arms, and I saw a difference. And then I went to prescription level with Muesli, which is online, and they have some really great.
You got me on that one too, by the way.
Really great products if you need prescription level. And so I just went ahead and addressed it. So now when people see my skin, especially those pictures that were reset from this late summer for the fitness stuff that I did, we did a photo shoot and there's a lot of me shirtless in there, those strappy pictures. People are like, your skin looks like that all over. It's like, oh, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I do get that because sometimes people take really good care of their face and nothing else.
Yes.
And you do see a difference. The people were really shocked. And in person, it's even worse. So, people are like, they come to me all the time now. If they recognize me, they're like, ask me questions. Your skin really does look like that. It's not makeup or it's not any of that. I said, no, I don't wear body makeup or facial makeup. So it's just good practice. I've been very disciplined with it, just like my fitness is a part of that. And this year I'm going to be focusing on, as you mentioned a little earlier before we jumped on here, some of the supplement stuff we'll talk about. But I really want to make the full circle with this year. Skincare is important, absolutely. There's no pulling back on any of that, but there are other things you could be doing, perhaps should be doing, that benefit not just your skin, because your skin is just an outward reflection of your health.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of things to the surface of the skin, but when we're talking about building collagen and having oxygenation and superficial circulation improvements, really make you look really better overall, your skin. And you see people with surfacey treatments and then you can kind of tell they kind of a waxy, shiny look. The skin doesn't really look healthy. It just sort of looks clean. And there's a difference in the robustness of someone whose skin is really healthy, where their blood vessels are bringing that oxygen and nutrients to the surface of the skin. There's a rosiness, a plumpness, a firmness, elasticity, all of those things. When you're really diving into this year on the channel, diet and fitness and supplementation, especially over the age of 40, that you should be considering and looking at, getting tested, your hormone levels tested, knowing what you may be deficient in. It's well worth a couple $100 to know if you need vitamin D, which is hugely important. So I'm going to be pushing the envelope a little bit with that more and more, and mainly because I've been pushed to do it from the people who view the channel. They ask me, there's got to be other things you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't have, the only kind of work done I've ever had is microneedling. So I haven't had any no Botox, not against that, no fillers, no facelift yet, none of that stuff.
Oh, the other thing you got me, which I love talking about microneedling, is the Cure. Is that what it is?
The Cure Micro-Infusion.
Yes, I got that. I bought it. You can only do it once every 2 weeks. I've only used it 1 week. And I noticed a difference first week. My second week will start on Sunday, and that'll be my second time using it. And then amazing also.
Yeah, and it's because it gives you benefits that are basically risk-free. There's always a risk anytime you're putting something on your skin that's, penetrating that outer layer. But those needles are gold. They're sterile. They're throwaway. They are just the right depth to penetrate just those outer 2 layers of dead skin so that serums can actually penetrate and do some work. And that's where you really notice. Plus, they stimulate the superficial circulation. That's that robustness that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yep. When you look at someone, I tell this story. I haven't told it online. This will be the first time I've told it online. When I was in high school, right after high school and college, I was a police dispatcher. That's how I paid for school. So I was as a police dispatcher overnight. So this guy that I knew from high school who had been very athletic but had gotten into drugs and just, he ended up in the jail. And so I saw him and, he looked way older than he was. Like this is early 20s. He probably looked like 45. Like he looked really, his skin was very dry and sallow looking and kind of yellowish and, which was a shock because he had always been so athletic in school, was on the football team. I ran into him a couple of years later. He had actually went to prison. And so while he was in prison for 3 years, he focused on his fitness. He was one of those people that went and just it got a lesson, really turned his life around, got off drugs. I ran into him and almost didn't recognize him. I mean, he looked great. Like his skin he looked great. He looked way younger than his age even. And so I said, wow, that's a turnaround. And he goes, yeah, I had a decision to make in prison. I needed to get my crap together. I saw the fork in the road. Do I really want to have that kind of life and not be healthy? And so that's when I saw the firsthand what could happen when someone cleaned up their diet, clearly getting off, drugs. Was part of it. But cleaning up his diet and being very disciplined about his fitness, what that could do to a human's, what the body can do and rebound. That's just, it's still in my head. Obviously it's still a story that's in my brain because it was such a shocking thing to witness. I just had never seen that. So I was sold. I read an article in my 20s that your blood vessel cardiovascular system, now there's a little more to it now, we know more, but it's kind of set by the time you're 35. So I made a really focused effort in my 20s and 30s to stay in shape and to work out and to do cardio, not crazy none of it's ever been crazy. Like I have a Peloton now that I ride, but to keep that because it's hard for your body to produce and it's harder to fix something than it is to prevent it. So now we do know that your body can grow more blood vessels. They're finding out ways to help you do that. And certain nutrients help clear out arteries. And there's a whole lot with that. But that's where my discipline came from. Like I saw it firsthand and then I read up on it. There was no internet. So you had to read, go to the library, check out the book, read. There was, and I just, when I read that, that made so much sense to me. I wanted to make sure that I did that. So it's more than just skincare. Your skincare is going to help protect your skin from the environment. It's going to help encourage cellular health and regeneration from this. Think of it as like a wound healing. It's really the same mechanism that skincare routines are doing. It's sort of a wound healing with your skin. But to really, really ramp up how you look, where people go, wow, you look really good. I've never heard anybody get that just from a skincare routine. Yeah. I mean, your skin looks great. You'll hear that. But when you see someone that's really been on it, they look really good. Their energy level is higher. Their voice is different. I get that on course right now from talking so much, but lately, I think it questioned on how do you have so much energy or how do you don't sound old. I'm like, what does old sound like? So we did a commercial for a brand in Walgreens and I had not seen I see myself on camera, basic talking head usually. Yeah. There's a few shots of me doing stuff from far away, but not very often am I moving. Like it's not me doing something. So in this commercial, it films me coming into the store, finding the product, bending down and getting the product, standing up, going and checking out. It's me doing all of that. And so I watched it and I went, oh, I do move pretty well. like I bent down to get we had to take that shot twice. I bent down to get the products on the bottom shelf, bent down, picked it up, stood back up. And the lady that worked there, and she's in her 40s, I would have had to hold the shelf to go way down there and get that. And I would have had to hold it to get back up. I'm like, I don't think about that. I want to work on that. You're really young to have that problem. So when we put when the video came out, I watched it. I was like, wow, I guess I do move pretty good for age. I don't, I've fallen out of a tree this summer and my neighbor thought I had died. She goes, did I tell you about, did we talk about that last time? I think we may have. I got a black eye out of it. I was cutting a palm tree. Florida palm trees they're not nice. And I fell. I stepped on one of the old base of a frond and it broke and down I went. No, probably about 15 feet.
Wow.
Onto the ground. And I saw you. She goes, oh, that's going to be an ambulance call. He's probably broken a hip or something. She knows how old I am. So I popped up. I'm good. Didn't have a bruise. All I did was get a cut right here.
Yeah.
Tiny, and it gave me an black eye. Which, of course, no one believes the story about a black eye. Like, who'd you hit? Who hit you?
Yeah, exactly.
So it really is about just taking care of yourself and having a plan and sticking to it. And it doesn't have to be, my stuff doesn't own my life, but it's built into my life. So my health comes first above everything. And that means even if I don't get a YouTube video on time.
Yeah.
So people know that about me. And then, of course, my work is next. And people in my life, all that's sort of in that order. And then things, sort of like Suze Orman, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Money, then people, then things. That's sort of the same thing with me, except health is number one for me because I want to feel good and have a lot of energy. So
who's coming more to your YouTube channel now, your demographics or looking at your content? I mean, I would, if it was 20 years ago, I would have said it's all women.
That's a great question. It varies depending on the flow of or the arc of my content. Changes it. Very dynamic because the channel's still growing. Like we added 5,000 people last month. So generally it's a 48 male, 52 female. Sometimes it's 60 female, it's 40. It can vary a little bit. But in general, the age group has come up quite a bit. I still have younger people. I'm going to be doing more to reach out to people that are younger. I'm on TikTok now a lot more. Mm-hmm. And using the things that get their attention, like the thirst trappy picture with the word that says, I just turned 61. And I go, whoa, dude, that's no way. So the goal there is to get people to start early. Yeah. With the sunscreen. Now, generally, people with sunscreen are pretty much, they're good with that, unless they are scared to death that they're going to get cancer from that. And then I have to like unwind that myth with everybody. People don't understand that these studies are done in petri dishes, not on people. Mm-hmm. Both good results and bad. And so, I have to unwind it because you need sun protection, but you also need sun. So you need some sun. You just don't need to be baking in the sun. There's a big difference. So you do need some sunlight. I mean, you need vitamin D, and that's the primary way the body produces it, especially the version that you need. Mm-hmm. That keeps your bones strong, keeps calcium out of you. That's why I talk about vitamin K2 and D3 so much, because those...
You got me on that too. God, I can't believe how much you influenced my life.
I guess I did. I take that every day because it is important to keep that calcification out of your veins and out of your brain.
Yeah.
Because calcification in those areas, obviously, arterial problems, heart, all that stuff. It's not the rubbery, greasy plaque that breaks off that gets you. It's the calcified. It's the rock that falls off in your vein and floats around that causes the problems. So, the science is all there, and it's not petri dish science. So I'm really big on that, especially for ladies, because I watched the older women in my family, grandmother's mother, deal with osteoporosis and broken bones and the craziness of that. I mean, they could bump into something and break a bone.
That's my mom now.
Crazy. So I've tried to avoid that at all costs. Doesn't happen as often in men, but it does happen. So,
well, you fell out of a tree and made it. So
I didn't break a thing. That can be my guardian angel underneath me, but it knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
That was not fun, but I no longer climb trees. I have the yard guide with that now. So I'm like,
good idea.
Why push it, right?
Well, what do you think about scars, like from chicken pox or acne scars? Like, any recommendation?
Well, the microneedling helps with that.
Okay.
Because what happens is, whether you go and have it professionally done, if you really have severe scarring, Exion or Morpheus 8, which are treatments that are in office where it is deeper microneedling along with an electronic impulse and heat to help stimulate the collagen in those areas can really even those scars out.
Yeah.
So well worth the money spent. Much, much easier than having the old school dermabrasion where they just rip your skin off and you start over basically. Like they scrape your skin off with a spinning dial that just goes and sands it all down, and then you get this crusty scab. It's not a pleasant. It does work for a lot of people, but then they get the demarcation of color. You get hyperpigmentation issues. So the microneedling goes deep enough to stimulate the collagen evenly under the skin and help it to push those out. Because what happens is those pock marks and scars that are indentations are a loss of collagen and fat in that area.
Yeah.
Whereas keloids are the ones that are on the surface that are bumpy and lifted. So I have a friend that had a really bad keloid right here. We tried first with the silicone, which helped soften it, but it didn't get rid of it all the way, and went in and had laser therapy done on it. It looked like he had a sunburn, but it took it completely off. So there are a lot of great technologies now that can work on things like that are non-invasive, that are fairly risk-free, little bit of downtime. You wear a little bandage under there, flesh colored. You didn't peel it off and it's completely gone. Not even a scar.
Wow.
Now, if something's bothering a person that's really making them self-conscious, like acne scarring, and the old school way was to go and get an injection, try to get that even through a filler, which is really hard to do. It's hard to get that to work. The improvement that you can get from deep microneedling, like again, Morpheus8 or Exion treatment, is pretty incredible what it can do.
Yeah. And the downtime for that's not so long?
There's none.
Oh.
You go in, you feel kind of like you have a sunburn.
Yeah.
They put a numbing cream on your face for both of those, numbs it down. Better than anything the dentist has ever given me. I'm like, whatever that is, you all need to talk to the dentist people, because that's stuff. So you can't feel anything. You do feel the pressure and the puncture. It makes a puncture. You can feel that in your skin, but it doesn't hurt. So tiny amount of blood plasma that comes out, and they usually massage that in with an herbal type of serum. I had it done this summer, and that video has yet to come up. I'm going to try to get it out this spring. I took a picture of me at 40, clean shaven, because you're clean shaven for this.
Yeah.
So they can do, and put the picture after that treatment side by side, and I look identically the same.
Wow.
I mean, it encouraged collagen to resurface underneath my eyes. My face looked a lot fuller. And so that's been 8 months ago, 6-7 months ago. It still looks really great. Non-invasive, not a permanent solution. It's something to help your body do this stuff on its own.
Yeah.
So I had 4 treatments, 1 week apart. That's the cost. And of course the downtime is the hour you're in there, hour and a half getting that done. But basically it's sunscreen, and you don't wash your face the first day. And it's pretty amazing. And then the stuff like the Cure Micro-Needling just maintains it. Just maintains that.
Yeah. So you just got plain microneedling facial whenever you did that?
I had Exion, which is the deeper microneedling with the electrode.
Oh,
it's a Tesla magnet with an electrode that, I don't know how to explain it exactly.
I've heard of it.
Electric stimulation, and then also heat.
Yes.
So it stimulates those collagen cells to start moving. It turns on the mitochondria. And because your skin thinks it's damaged, you produce a lot of biostimulant cells. Your stem cells activate. Your body activates those. So you get that plumping, and the skin looks it's crazy. But it's your body doing the work.
Interesting.
The device just triggers that effect. So
I want to talk about your supplements that you are working on or have launched in, because, I see more and more people online and, coming up in articles I'm reading about how important it is to work internally with your body to get your outside to look good. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's all has to do with balance. What I wanted to do, there are a ton of supplements. I mean, they're everywhere. And so I wanted to focus on the ones that I know well, that I use myself, especially to start. Things that I feel really are important, like vitamin K2, D3, CoQ10, balancing estrogen and testosterone naturally in the body. That's the Vital Surge. That one's the latest one we just put out. Also probiotics for gut health, which has been a very important thing in my journey from acne onward. So I've really stuck to those particular supplements and collagen support.
Okay.
So collagen peptide support. In fact, the one that we have has been out of stock for months. It's like, so, it was very popular when I put it out because I talk a lot about, people know that I take collagen peptides and they do help me a lot.
Yeah.
So that we have a collagen complex that we just did. So the whole design around, people don't realize monetarily, you don't make a lot of money off supplements. It's not like skincare. We're a skincare company, and we all know this. Yeah. You're paying for packaging and you're paying for marketing. So you're actually they may pay $30 for something you pay $100 for. That's just skincare. That's just the way it is. If you're paying $30 in Target, they paid $5 for that formula. So that's why, with supplementation, it's very narrow because you could price you can make it where it's not affordable. You're not helping people. So I wanted to find formulations that matched what I knew needed to be in them and still be affordable, like a $20. So I wanted them to be like Vital Surge. I think is if you buy one, it's 27 something. You can buy more for less. If you buy more of them. I wanted to keep them reasonable because there are some supplements that are like $100 that are, $80, and just like skincare, not everything works extremely well for everyone. So I don't want if someone takes a supplement and they're not really seeing any difference, I don't want them to feel like they wasted a bunch of money. Somebody spent $20 to try something, that's like nothing. So we're trying to keep that particular new business called Replenish Mode because that's what it's about. It's replenishment. It's my whole, form about that. It's balance, wellness, elevated, that kind of stuff. Not grow hair back, lose weight. It's none of that stuff. It's all supportive of your overall health. So a little bit different, kind of Dr. Bergish. That's kind of how I love him. That's kind of how he does his. It's really support for your overall health. So we're going to keep it that way, try to keep things very reasonable, and that it's not a money-making endeavor so much as it is just an offering that I feel comfortable telling people about, stuff that I use myself. So
And did you work with someone to kind of...
when you do, it's the same thing with skincare. I've formulated 3 lines. You go in and they have formulations and you're able to make adjustments to them. There may be something that you don't think is needed that they can take out. It's a game of negotiation to get these, but they have to be safe and they have to be tested, non-GMO. There's a whole lot that goes, it's a lot of work for these supplements, but I felt really strongly about that as a piece of business I wanted to be involved in. So I'm really happy we're doing that. But you're right. Yeah, they are tweaked to what I would want or take myself. So you're not going to go into Target and get exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing behind the skincare line. The formulations wanted to be botanical based, safe. Skincare is expensive, so they cost more, but we've tried to keep that stuff in line too. You've used some of them, so we try to keep that stuff under $50 and make it a 60-day amount. So we're very conscious on both sides of those businesses about cost, because it doesn't do anybody any good if they can't afford them.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst thing is to get something in somebody's hands that works supremely well, and then they can't afford it. That's like, no, we try to make that reasonable.
And when should like when you start taking it, when do you think somebody would start seeing results?
Well, supplements are like skincare; they're slow. So I generally say, it depends on it. With gut health, you can notice an improvement in a week, just like you would if you were taking probiotics along with antibiotics, and you were suffering some of the negative effects of antibiotics, stomach upset, bloating, diarrhea, all that. They get onto the probiotics, that calms down in a few days because that bacteria begins to get replaced. So it really depends on how the body is utilizing something. For vitamin K2 and D3, you're not going to notice a different feeling, but your body is going to be operating more optimally.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you might go get a bone density scan in January and start on that vitamin. And a lot of medical professionals put people on that vitamin. So it's not just the health and wellness guys. I mean, the medical profession is onto that. So you might go in July and get a bone density and you might be a plus score. Even if you get a score that's a 0.5 to 1 above where you were, your bones are much, much stronger.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the supplement. Vital Surge does generate energy because it has tribulus in it, which helps balance testosterone both in men and women. It is not TRT. It is not testosterone replacement therapy. I encourage people to get that tested, especially guys.
Yeah.
So they know what that number is. I did that. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. So because
tell me why.
I was noticing weird things, like weird aches and pains that I didn't know where they were coming from. I started to have a little more trouble sleeping, and I'm really good with all this. So I said, you know what? Let's do a full panel blood test.
Yeah.
And just test everything. So my testosterone came back in a normal range, but at the low end. And I fortunately had a doctor that's very familiar with how this works in men, and said, just because that number is in the normal range doesn't mean it's not impacting. Yeah. Your normal range, your old normal may have been 600, 400. It's different for everybody. So let's put you on testosterone and check your blood levels. And I do a cream. I don't do needles. I hate needles. And I'm not injecting anything in me. So don't do that. I got a flu shot and I was like this. But so sure enough, I felt the effects. It took about 3 weeks. I tell a funny story about this. There's some initial effects that you don't expect. Feeling 17 again, if you get what I mean. It's like, whoa.
That's great.
Where did that come from? Like, hello. So there was that period of adjustment. And that goes away in about 4 to 6 weeks. It evens out. But that's not what I was taking it for. I was taking it for overall energy. I wanted to maintain my muscle mass. Very important to me because I work out. And big difference in how I felt. My sleep patterns improved. I've actually put on muscle, which is funny. It's not like steroids. It's not the same thing. This is just bringing your testosterone level into a range where it's optimal for you. So they check your thyroid. They make sure everything is all balanced and well worth doing. There was a lot. I think the FDA just rolled back some stuff on that, saying, you know what, it is safe. There was all this worry because there was so much issue with estrogen therapy.
Yes.
And cancer. And so the initial thought was, well, if estrogen supplementation is encouraging breast cancer, then testosterone must be encouraging prostate cancer.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. So, they test that, your PSA score, they test all the stuff and make sure that it's good. But they treat those as separate issues, and the just balancing that hormone. I'm not trying to become a huge athlete, but I noticed that I had lost some muscle mass. I got older, but people that haven't seen me in a while, when they see me physically, they go, wow, like going, and I'm not putting it, it's just back to where I was. Yeah. So if you saw those pictures I was talking about, I don't look like Stretch Armstrong or any sort of superhero. I don't look like any of those things. I just look like healthy.
Yeah.
So my muscle tone is good. My bone density is amazing. The cholesterol is great. I think I did a video. I usually do one either once or twice a year where I talk about my numbers, my biological markers, and where my real age is, my biological age versus chronological. And so I'm going to cry when it's 40 because it always comes in like 38, 39 biologically, but eventually it's going to creep up. So it won't. So, but if I'm 70 and I have the biological markers of a 40-year-old, I am not going to complain.
You should not, and you
Not
shouldn't
gonna
complain. I mean, again, you're the way you look and the way you act, because you can, like you said, like when you're bending down in the Walgreens thing, you could bend down. I mean, you could see it in your videos just how
energetic I am.
yeah, you're energetic, like totally. So, I hope I'm where you are whenever I've got 10 more years to catch up to you, but I'm hoping that I'm there the same as you at that age. So
I'm going to keep after it. So, as I say, my whole goal is happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead.
yeah.
Not sick, not on machines, not having stuff chopped off me. That doesn't mean things can't happen to anything can happen to anybody, but
yes,
my goal is just not here anymore.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about what supplements that people would get from you, like what they actually are?
Well, the ones we have right now, we have the collagen gummies are out right now, which is a shame, but we have a collagen complex that is for overall collagen. It's all 5 of them, and it is focused on skin health. Mm-hmm. And then we have the vitamin K2 D3. I don't know if that's out yet, but it's coming out. CoQ10 is out. The Vital Surge, which is the hormone balancing energy formula for men and women to help balance those. Again, it's not going to give you super high anything. It's just going to help your body promote the right balance.
Yeah.
If you're feeling, I always say, when it comes to this, if you're feeling like you need more, you think intuitively you might be low on one or the other, male or female, it's good to go get that checked. It's not an expensive blood test.
Yeah.
So and if your doctor doesn't want to do it, you can get it online. Now you can circumvent all that and just go to a lab and they'll send you a little kit. You prick your finger, you put it on the card, you mail it in, and they give you back your results. And then you go.
It's like a testosterone test, basically.
Any of them, yeah. And then you go back to the doctor and go like that.
Yeah.
So and get a new doctor if they're not willing to listen to you. So that we have turmeric is coming out, which I'm a big proponent of that as an anti-inflammatory in your diet. It's such a great spice anyway, but it's really good for you.
And what about the probiotic?
Oh, the probiotic. That's the other. Yeah, the probiotic is available now, and it's a very powerful formula to help balance gut health in the large, small intestine. And I take it. It doesn't take a lot of that to make a big difference. So if you're having some bloating issues, mm-hmm. and you're having, intermittent issues with your bowel movements and stuff, it can really help with that.
Yeah.
What I tell people, if you take probiotics and that doesn't straighten the situation out, again, that's an indicator you should just go get that checked.
Yeah.
And make sure everything's okay. People's chemistry get off. A lot of times it's just your chemistry. It could be something you're eating that your body just doesn't like anymore. That's happened to me. That's the one thing I can't control.
Yeah.
Some things I eat now, I'm like, I'm going to pay for that later. It's just a function of getting older. Cast iron stomach is not last you forever. When they can replace that, we'll be in good shape. But there are things but the probiotics help support that. Digestive health, very important. I'm hoping to have a cod liver oil for the omega-3s. Another thing I talk about incessantly on the channel that is really important is that omega-3 to help with inflammation and heart health, and getting it from a source that is proven to be clean. I mean, Nordic Labs is the one that I would recommend until mine is out. Or Dr. Berg has a really good cod liver oil omega-3. I've got both in the cabinet, actually.
Okay.
But you want one that you want it sourced, wild sourced, clean, no lead, none of that stuff is very good for you. And then olive oil, Brian Johnson has the olive oil, the snake oil, he calls it. In fact, this is his longevity drink right here. It's my creatine. Right in this glass. See, I'm doing that as we're talking. So I don't intend to own all of that. There are great supplements by some great minds out there that have spent the funds and tested stuff out. And Brian Johnson, for some of the crazy things he talks about, some of this stuff is really good. Longevity mix. I'd use it. I take his snake oil. And the way olive oil helps you is it helps reduce stomach inflammation. It helps you digest your food. Plus, it's good for you. It's a good source of those omegas. and you just take a tablespoon after every meal,
Okay.
or a teaspoon after every meal. And I put a little Himalayan salt. I don't like it without the salt. But if you're cooking with it or putting it in your food, that's good too. I also talk a lot about seed oils and how bad they are for you. We had an expert 2 years ago. I went to California, a guy and his girlfriend who are like degreed in this stuff. We did a whole long video on seed oils and how they are inherently not bad till they are processed.
Okay.
The processing, that's the problem. So when I cook, anything I cook in a fry pan, like if I'm doing a steak or a lean chicken, I use avocado oil. It's expensive. It is, but it has a high heat set point. It doesn't burn until over 500 degrees. So you're not going to get those carcinogens in the oil that you would with like vegetable oil or.
Okay. So you completely replace vegetable oil with avocado oil?
You could, it depends. You got to look at recipes there. It's tough because in some cases, coconut oil is a lot better. It just depends. You have to really kind of Google whatever you're trying to cook. I don't do a lot of baking anymore. I don't eat a lot of that stuff. So when I do have to do something, I do look it up. You got to be careful. Like olive oil does not taste good in brownies.
No.
I tried that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, what is that flavor? So, but vegetable oil is like one of the least problematic. It's made, it's vegetables, but you've got safflower, corn oil is peanut oil is a little better. I have a whole 2-part video on these, but it's the safflower oil, those kind of oils that are, when they're heated, they create a lot of, I forget the name. There's a name for that carcinogen. Just not good for you. And they create inflammation in the body. Bottom line, those seed oils produce inflammation. So when you're eating a lot of processed foods, chips, you're going to see that. We all know about hydrogenated oil. I mean, I don't need to go on that.
Yeah.
That's been beat into us already, and rightly so. But, you're going to see that if you're eating a lot of that food and you're not feeling particularly well, some people are so sensitive, I'm like that with sugar, are so sensitive with those oils that if they eat a bag of potato chips, I won't pick on any brand, like, I don't feel good after I eat those. Like I feel, ugh, and so there is definitely, that's all scientifically proven stuff. And, and of course I mentioned sugar, but it's a given. Most people know you need to keep your sugar intake as low as possible. Yeah. Enjoy your treats. I have ice cream, pistachio ice cream, my favorite thing ever. So I have it. Sometimes I do frozen yogurt if I can find it that way. But sugar is minimal in my diet. Like I don't have stuff here. The holidays are hard.
The holidays were hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very hard. I was really good this year. Halloween got me, but I was good the rest. I was good. Thanksgiving, I was good through all that. I didn't buy peppermint sticks this year. I didn't do any of that stuff. But I usually eat dark chocolate. I'm a big believer in cacao, very dark chocolate, flavonoids, all of that's really great. And I'm a chocolate fiend. But, I had no chocolate during the Halloween. I'm like, I'm going to have that Reese's peanut butter thing. I'm going to have that because I know it's bad for me. It's sawdust and peanut butter and chocolate wax. I know that's what it is. That's what it is. That's really what it is. It's pulp, peanut butter, sugar. The chocolate is wax. The milk chocolate is cocoa solids, something else, vanilla flavoring, and wax. It's like,
and it tastes so good though. Still,
what it does, even though it feels waxy, and you're like,
exactly.
But so it really is. You have your treats. I had carrot cake. I was on the East Coast for New Year's this year, and there was a place that was open over there called Cake Daddies. That's what they called it. But anyway, I walked by there and they were fresh baked stuff, and I could smell it. And I'm like, I really don't need to get in there. I told my friends, I see the carrot cake out of the corner of my eye.
Did you do it?
I did. So I went in there and I go, I'll take a small piece of carrot cake. This is before I told him who I was, and I actually did shout out for him because it was so good. He cuts me a slice that's like this. It looked like half the cake.
Yeah.
So I got there and said, you guys have to eat this with me. I can't eat this whole thing. It'll make me sick. So I got the espresso shot to go with it. The stuff melted in your mouth. Like it was not, because carrot cake's heavy. It's usually kind of dry and heavy. Yeah. This thing, just, you put it in your mouth and it just melted. So I'm like, that's the best carrot cake I've ever had in my entire life. So I did give them a shout out. But my point of that story is, have your treats. Don't don't go through life miserable. Yeah. Like, I have an espresso martini every once in a while. Terrible for you. So all the sugar in that, when I think about it, it's just, but if I'm out and I'm celebrating something, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
But I don't do that every day.
Yeah.
So that's the point. You want to lean
you seem like you're very disciplined.
You want to lean into a healthy lifestyle. Then when you do something like that, it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, a little hangover from the alcohol, but it doesn't kill you to have the sugar. It's not going to glycate, ruin your collagen in your skin. But day in, day out processed foods will do that. Too much sugar in your diet, day in, day out, will do that.
Yeah.
Not enough water, all of those things that we talk about. It really is the discipline and where you're leaning. So if you're eating mostly fresh vegetables and leafy greens and lean meats, and you're pretty good most of the time, you go out to restaurants and you try to order well off the menu, not always easy.
Yeah.
Then a piece of lasagna isn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
Then you actually make healthy lasagna. It's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of,
I've tried it myself.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah, it is a pain.
And then you're like, nah. I should have just taken that. I should have had one square of the real thing and I would have been fine.
Exactly.
So
when would your collagen be back in stock, do you think?
I don't know. I just asked the lab that. And they're like, we don't know.
Okay.
So, it's great that they stick to their formulas. They're not like, well, we can change this ingredient and we'll just wait it out and it'll be back. In the meantime, I do have a new collagen that's out that's acceptable. It's just the gummies are easy and they're really good. Yeah. People really like them. So, of course, we would run out of those, right?
Yeah. Where can people get these supplements?
Replenishmode.com. So it's replenishmode.com. That's all it is. It's not a super fancy site. It's straightforward information on those. I will be creating ebooks for each of them so that people can actually download a full piece of information on each of those products and what they can do and why they're good for you. But we do that on the site, but it's an information page.
Well, I am going to take another recommendation from you and go and order those today. And I will be looking for when the collagen comes back into. I'll get the one that you have, but I'll look for the other one when it comes back in stock. So, again, I'm not a stalker, but maybe I am. So, thanks. I mean, I've taken a lot of your.
If you could put me on the big screen in your room and not be, people tell me that, and I'm like, how does that work? So people have sent me screenshots.
Yeah, I mean,
because YouTube will recommend, because now YouTube is really a TV. It's like Netflix.
Yeah.
So they'll recommend me. Like, I'll pop up in the middle of their movie. It'll be over, and then suddenly, I know.
Well, whenever I go into my YouTube, because I have YouTube TV and YouTube Premium, but whenever I go into my YouTube Premium, at least 2 of your videos are always in my shorts recommendation. So so
people really like the shorts. In fact, so much so that we started Chris Gibson Shorts. It's going to be a channel that's just shorts.
Yeah.
So shorts won't be so much on the long form channel anymore, the old channel or the big channel. They'll still be there tied to videos that are out, but all of the fun stuff is going to be on its own channels. That was another thing I'm really excited about for this year. That I'm going to be doing lives this year, and that I'm going to have an online community, but we're going to be doing a school community where you can come in and it's like skincare school.
That is amazing.
So I'm really excited about it. So it takes the stuff I talk about and turns it into lessons, just as if you were to go to cosmetology school or esthetician school. You're going to learn. You're not going to get a license, but you're going to learn some stuff about how things work. So I'm really excited about that. I need about 4 of me to do all this. So, but it's fun and it helps people, and I really enjoy it. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you should and that's one of the things I think you do that? Do you kind of step back sometimes and think how you have changed so many people's lives for the better. I mean, you make people feel better about themselves.
I don't walk around thinking that, but it's nice when I hear it.
You should. You should think about that and reflect on it sometimes.
The internet trolls, the commentary trolls are very few for me on YouTube, which I'm very fortunate. They get on there, but my group takes care of them before I ever get on there to get rid of them. So I'm very fortunate, but people will say, I tried something and it really worked and I've tried everything. That's always great.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, it gets them out of the loop, out of the bubble. Like, everybody gets caught in these skincare bubbles. Like, they get their routine and they're buying, what they're doing is they're replacing an item with another item that's similar. They're not really breaking the routine open and saying, okay, let me sit down and do, what do I really need and what would really work better? Maybe they need a different type of eye cream. Maybe they need a hyperpigmentation cream. Maybe they need muesli. Maybe they need a prescription level something. But they get caught in this thing where I've got 5 vitamin C serums that you recommended, or I've got 15 moisturizers that you recommended. And I'm like, I never tell people to buy anything, but I get it. It seems when I bring something shiny and new, that might be the thing, rather than say, I need to look at my routine and go, maybe I don't need this vitamin C serum.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not doing the job I need, or maybe so I try to get people to break that bubble.
Well, I try the things you say, and then if it works for me, I keep it. And then if not, I move on to something else that you said. So
I'm forever saying on comments, if it's working for you, why would you change?
Yeah.
Well, you reviewed it. Well, just because I'm going to review a lot of things. It's all about ingredients and effectiveness. I say that. I said it, the video coming out tomorrow, to remind it was the beginning of the year, first video tomorrow, is to say that if things work for you, keep using them. This channel is about ingredients and effectiveness over brand name and price. I really not tied to any of that. So this particular type of vitamin C works well. Here are the products it's in. It's paired with these ingredients in this one, which is great. Or it's paired with these ingredients in this formula, which is great. Or it's paired with these ingredients. Not going to really do much for you. You're going to pay for it, but it's not going to help. So it's really educating people on ingredients as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, I will put the description in the description of the video or the podcast. I will put the website and, of course, all your links to your. People don't know who you are already. I feel like everybody already has all your links, but I'll put them in there anyway for anybody new listening that doesn't know who you are. And thank you so much for coming on again.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Love talking with you, and you.
That went by like that.
It did. I mean, we almost hit 55 minutes. So thank you again for all the great recommendations. Like I said, the microneedling is amazing. Everything I actually get most of the things you say, and then there's very few things I don't continue using in some way or another. So, but your supplements, I'm ordering those tonight. So thanks so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And please tell people about them.
I will tell everybody in my social about it, and everybody listening to this should buy them. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. Go and check out Chris's supplements. Also check out his YouTube video. You will probably get addicted to it. I'm telling you right now, if you like your skin at all. So get ready to put it on your TV screen and watch it every night before you go to bed. So thanks so much for listening, everybody. And share this episode with anybody you think that would be interested in skincare. Thanks, Chris, for being on.
Of course.